Hey Doctor, it's Dr. Minecraft here. Welcome back to another video. Where today I'm back with another history of UST. So let's get right into it. If you remember from the last video, Spagna invaded us and we conquered all of it. So, what has happened since then? Well, if you checked the Discord server that gives you some updates about it, you know that we had already started development on the Gross Interkaiserlich line, which I had also mentioned in the previous video on these history of UST videos. That's going well. In fact, what you may be shocked to learn is that we actually made a deal with Magna Romelli, the country that you could say is Turkey in the Cyclotania the Evil world. Now, if you remember, Magna Romelli was one of the two other nations that joined the Federation and Expagna in World War II, and has been hit with reparations that they're struggling to pay off. So, I made a deal with them. In order to cancel out their reparations, they had to give up all their territory on the European continent. You see the outline here. In fact, when it came to giving up their territory or continue paying reparation, they agreed to it, as I had agreed that the people would be treated fairly. So, they pretty much the shaking of a hand, and the territory of Magnomelli on the European continent became part of the empire of UST, and it had grown. In fact, before that had happened, High Command had informed me of something. The Federation was planning to invade us. If you remember from my World War II video, I had the Federation sign a non-aggression pact with us. Preparing to invade us was an obvious sign of violating that. And as such, I had High Command prepare for it, and we initiated it. UST had invaded the Federation in an attempt to prevent them from invading us. We pushed hard into Federation territory along their western side. However, eventually we had standstill, and the pushing stopped. Eventually, we performed an ground invasion, their eastern side, opening a second front for them. We fought hard, but eventually they weakened, as I struck them at their core, their soldiers. I had promised his Federation soldiers that they defected to our side, they'd be pardoned for it, and that happened. Many Federation soldiers, sick of the government and the fact that we were revealing the death camps, as well as gathering information on it, defected to our side. Eventually, after about 8 months of fighting, the Federation surrendered, and all of the Federation was absorbed. USC grew from being the 7th largest country in the world to the largest country in the world. In fact, its total land size is if I remember correctly, is second to that of the British Empire. Without having any colonies, USC is already huge. In fact, with the fall of the Federation led to now the arresting of officials of the Federation government who knew and were aware of the death camps. I commanded to deal with it. And sometime after the collapse of the Federation, I visited the Wastak Confederacy, and from what I've heard from Luden and could see when visiting it, it was not a great place. Wastak Confederacy, full of inequality and had people who were suffering, aka in poverty. During my time there, I had a meal where I was poisoned, if you've seen it, and it was a Wastak Confederacy official. However, there's a rumor I heard that the poisoning of me in the Wastak Confederacy was actually staged by me. in an attempt to try and ruin relations. There's also rumors that the Wassac Confederacy is preparing to invade us, and that the poisoning of myself was a way to give us a means of invading them and bringing equality to all. When it comes to these rumors, I neither confirm or deny them. What you do need to know is that I made it back to UST safely after the poisoning, and as such, UST Wassac Confederacy relations are on an all-time high. Tensions are sharp. You could cut it with a knife in a way. But however, this begs the question, will we be back to war again? Who knows? Lord knows. And that, even though it's early on, is where we're going to end our video. So, if you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified when I make a new video. In fact, UST's getting so big, and to be honest, it's when we invade the Federation, and I feel like I could hear a certain Austrian painter who was once the leader of Germany screaming in anger.
Am I a joke to you?
Yes, you are a joke to me. Anyways, if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when I make a new video, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!